Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Electoral Commission of South Africa. Where you are today this morning, you are at the headquarters of the Electoral Commission. Welcome to the first press briefing as we build towards the 2024 national and provincial elections. This weekend, we're confronting the voter registration weekend, definitely a very exciting period. Joined here this morning, I'm joined by the Chief Electoral Officer, Mr. Mamabolo, sitting next to me. In this audience as well, we're joined by Commissioner Love, sitting next to Chief Electoral Officer, next to Commissioner Love, is Deputy Chief Electoral Officer, Mr. Mosri. And then on my left, I've got two Deputy Chief Electoral Officers. I've got Date Shiburi on the far left, and then next to Shiburi, I've got DCO here. So all of them are joined to make sure that South Africa is ready this weekend. Without much ado, let me welcome friends from the media. Warm welcome again back to this massive building where we know that things happen. I'm going to hand over to the Chief Electoral Officer, Mr. Mamabolo, to brief the nation and to ensure that all of us are ready for voter registration weekend. Bolobe, thank you.
Greetings to all. Today, the Electoral Commission declares its readiness to conduct a general registration weekend as part of the program for the preparations of the 2024 national and provincial elections. Over 2 days, on 18 and 19th November, we will welcome eligible citizens at 23,296 registration stations across our great land. The registration stations will operate between 8 and 5 p.m. on both days. Opening of all registration stations this weekend provide equal opportunity to all South Africans to access the voter registration process. Registration weekends as a modality of registration provides us by far the greatest registration yields in comparison with other methods. Therefore, we approach this weekend with a measure of expectation that this weekend will once again provide us significant registration activity. The recently released Census 2022 results indicate that our population has grown to 62 million inhabitants, with an estimated 39.7 million voting age population. The voters' roll currently stands at 26.2 million, representing 66% of the estimated voting age population. We are approaching this registration weekend informed by the national imperative to increase the coverage of the voters' roll in all its dimensions. We pertinently wish to indicate that lease agreements pertaining to permanent voting stations have been signed and concluded. Of these voting stations, 62% are schools, 9.7% are places of worship, and the balance of 28% includes all other categories such as community halls and other municipal infrastructure. There are a further 959 temporary voting stations across the country. The majority of temporary voting stations are found in the province of Gauteng at 204, followed by the Free State at 180 and Limpopo at 150. Procurement processes in relation to the provision of temporary infrastructure have also been concluded. The institutionalization of temporary stations ensure that electoral services reach communities which would otherwise not have the services available. They are therefore an important mechanism of extending franchise rights to all eligible citizens. Furthermore, there are 33 mobile voting stations across the country. 69,718 staff have been recruited and trained for this registration weekend. Out of this appointed staff, 53,028 are female and 16,690 are male. In addition, 35,640 registration staff are under the age of 35, whilst 26,000 are between the ages 36 and 50. The balance of 7,603 are 50 years and older. Currently, rather crucially, 50,213 of the total staff complement are unemployed persons. In other words, the Commission is giving working opportunities for young and unemployed persons. And this may be contrary to popular held belief. The voter management devices are the mainstay technology for the delivery of the registration process. The VMDs were first introduced in 2021 and have since undergone significant improvements based on the lessons that were evinced by the previous electoral events. Accordingly, the operating system for these devices has now been enhanced. Furthermore, 3 business applications will be running on these devices during this weekend. These are the staff attendance register, voting station monitoring, and the voter registration applications. The devices are designed to operate online via an access point network. However, all 3 applications have been coded to operate offline in a number of instances, including when there is insufficient connectivity with the central database. The interplay between the online and offline modes of the devices will happen without operator intervention. A dry run was conducted on 28th October to assess the functionality of the devices as well as the infrastructure that underpins its functionality. Again, optimizations have been effected in the light of the insights arising from the dry run exercise. The delivery of essential voter registration material, including VMDs, stationery packs, arrow signs, and document storage boxes, have been provisioned and delivery completed across all provinces. Importantly, the registration process does not require the completion of forms at the station, and therefore limited time will be spent at the station for actual registration. The voter's roll, as it existed at the beginning of October, has been printed and delivered to all municipalities. Approximately 260 tons of equipment and material has been handled through our logistics value chain. Since the Commission launched the online registration portal in July 2021, a total of 1.1 million registration transactions have been recorded. The portal has experienced a hive of activity this year, with 52% of all transactions being recorded in the 11 months of the year. New registrations amount to 40.6% of the total online registration activity. Once again, women are the majority users of the online portal at 56%. Young persons under the age of 29 indicate a strong usage level at 49.6%. We have noted pronouncements of arrangements by the Department of Home Affairs to open its offices last weekend as well on this weekend to allow citizens to collect identity documents as well as get replacement IDs, including temporary identification certificates. These offices will be open between 8 and 5 on both days on the weekend. We thank the department for affording eligible citizens the maximum opportunity to enlist on the voters' roll. The Electoral Commission makes an impassioned call on all adult South Africans to seize the moment by registering as voters. Only those who are on the voters' roll can have a say in the electoral outcomes next year. Even if you have not as yet decided to vote, it is still important to be on the voters' roll because your choice can only be recorded if you are registered. Therefore, by not registering, essentially you lose your voice. Importantly, the Commission encourages registered voters to check the correctness of their details by visiting registration stations over the weekend. This is crucial because with the amendment to prescripts, voters may only vote in the voting district in which they are registered. Deviation from this general rule is only available on pre-notification to the Chief Electoral Officer by a date to be regulated in terms of the election timetable. Our contact center has been activated and can be reached on 0800 11 8000. The web chat on our website has received considerable number of visitors and closely followed by our WhatsApp chat. So join the community of citizens who need more information to register by sending hi on our WhatsApp line, which is 0600 88 0000. It is your democracy, own it. Thank you.